Welcome back, everyone. So today you can see we're going to take a look at the new Freedom Fighters mission. So this is for phase 2. However, there is a newer issue where people are having problems with rep. So there in the Q&A, it does mention you don't need to have any kind of particular rep, and this shouldn't negatively affect your rep. However, as you can see from the screenshot, I only have access to priority headhunter missions. So I do want access to CFP. So let's take a look at how to do that. You do have to go to Pyro for this. And you're going to take a look through, and right under the name of the missions, you'll see there's a light blue or lighter blue name associated with the particular groups that you're going to have to deal with, and you're looking for a CPF one in this case. If you have the opposite issue where you don't have Citizen for Prosperity, you'll have to do the opposite and work with the headhunters, and I'll do that in the second half. You can see here, the system needs your help. This is the one I chose to go with. The other one specifies headhunters, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're going to be each one of them fight each other, so there's no way to keep rep between the two like active, at least with this current bug. So I did take this mission. From this point, you're going to go to a I'm near Pyro 4, so if you're not at Pyro 4, there's going to be associated missions very similar, but in the particular system you're in. So because headhunters are obviously positive to, or like they're not hostile to me, that's why I can just walk up to these NPCs. So this should be a fairly straightforward and easy mission. In this case, I just need to kill all the headhunters on this particular area, so I do that here. Also, you'll notice pretty quickly here that the new AK does have a continued bug where like it continues to recoil even though it's done shooting, so that's always a fun bug to deal with as well. So that's why it's doing that. Like I'm not doing that intentionally, like the bug is causing that to happen. At any rate, once you do that, then you'll notice that you get missions back, but it's going to be unfortunately just for headhunters. So if I look at my Citizen for Prosperity, it's now positive instead of being hostile like it was before. But alternatively, again, the headhunters is now essentially my bugged part. So I can no longer do the headhunter versions like I had in the beginning. Fortunately for me, I've already done the headhunter side, so I can now just see CFP. So for you, like for folks, you're limited to do one or the other. You can't do both at the same time, unfortunately, because part of the fun of doing this is to do it with a group, and you can all knock this out like within an hour. That's how I ended up originally doing this, and you'll see that in later footage when I go through the guide part. So alternatively, if you can only see CFP and you need headhunters access, you're going to need to find a mission associated with headhunters. Again, you're looking for a mission with headhunters below it. With the headhunters, be mindful that there are ambush and other missions associated with it. Don't pick a mission that gives you scripts, like council scripts. Like you see here, see it says 2 council scripts you can get. Don't pick those missions. Those aren't going to help you with rep. So that's a separate rep line for headhunters, and it's not going to help you at all. So when you're looking for a headhunter mission, just make sure it doesn't give you any council scripts, because that's not going to help you. So I do end up kind of picking a mission. This 113k is a pretty hefty one. And again, it is a headhunter's mission. It doesn't give any council scripts, so it should help me with this. And this is the one I'm going to take. It happens to be at a very similar location, again, around Pyro 4. If you're around Pyro 1, you'll get a mission associated in that particular area. Same thing, I have to go kill a target. In this case, it was a little buggy, and somehow the target ended up dying before I got down there, but I still was interested to take a look down there. So I'm going to head down there. I'm going to end up killing quite a few of the NPCs and finish up the mission, and then I'll be back to where I started, which is I'll be a headhunter locked, but I can't use CPF, so Citizen for Prosperity, CFP. So yeah, this is the way, at least I've found. It may not work for you, but this is the way I've found to work around this particular bug for the phase 2, and then in the later half of the video here, I'll show some guidance on how to do the phase 2 missions. Additionally, we're like a little medical guide here. I took quite a bit of damage. Luckily I didn't die. But once you're done healing, you can also use the med gun. You can also use med pens, but you have to know which one to use. You can click on the top part there, advanced, and you can click auto, and it'll actually allow you to temporarily use drugs to counterbalance any negative effects. So if you have like a tier 2 or tier 3 or a tier 1 for arm, tier 1 you can't even raise your gun anymore. Tier 2 and tier 3 are going to both negatively affect your ability to aim. So we'll just say that was a problem with me shooting and not just missing that guy at the end there. Anyways, now you can see I have headhunters again. So that's how you fix it, is you're going to have to kind of play this rep game back and forth in order to do this. If anyone tries to share missions with you and you have this bug, then you can't like accept those missions. They just aren't going to do anything. So you really are kind of scuffed. But again, according to the Q&A, this shouldn't be a problem, but it is. So this is the way I found to work around it. So hopefully that was helpful for y'all. And if that's all you came to see, then thanks for checking out the video. And I appreciate those taking time to like and subscribe. But next we'll take a look at the rest of the missions as far as the guide's concerned. So there are 2 types of official missions you'll be doing. There's 3 ambush missions and then 2 destroy regen ability missions. So at first we're going to do the ambush mission. All you're going to do is you're going to get a location marker. You want to go to that particular site. You'll need to wait a bit. You have a couple minutes to get to the spot once you get to that site. Once you get there, you have to wait till it's 0-0. You'll get the notification that you're in the right spot when you get close to it, so that's where you'll want to stay. You do need to hold position though.
Don't see the target though.
So see there, she mentioned she didn't see the target, so you have to wait about 30 to 35 seconds before the official target will come in. Up right now you see the red markers. Those are just for the escorts for this particular mission. They're not going to help you kill the actual main target. Like you don't have to kill these two. You can just kill the main target, and that's what I'm going to do here. You also don't need an Idris to do this. I just happened to be out with an Idris doing all this because it was easier to jump around and do these missions. Be mindful as well. I did this 21 of these missions in order to kind of get the thing complete. That's going to largely depend upon which missions you actually take. There's a cooldown for them, and other people could pick them up as well. So the longer you wait or the more traffic there is on the server, the harder it is going to be for you to complete this mission. Again, a lot of people are grouping up for these, and that's the easiest way to go about it. Once you get the marker and neutralize, it no longer says hold position, neutralize the target. In this case, it's a Cuddy Black. You'll just want to make your way to that target and kill him. Again, using Idris privilege here, so I've got that going for me, but any fighter will work. I actually found a lot of the extra heavy fighters to work quite a bit. I was using the F8C in earlier missions, and it was really pretty successful here. So whatever you've got, just bring along with you to kill these fighters. All right. Again, I'm over on the Stanton side now. This is previously gathered footage, but I got a location near Microtech, and this is for one of the destroyed, you see the Raid and Ravage Medical Gel recharging stations. So this is fairly straightforward as well. Do note that the bunkers, at least on the Stanton side, are working. The turrets at the bunkers. So there's going to be at a bunker you're going to be sent to, but it's also going to have an associated turrets with it, usually about 2 or 3. I think 3 is the standard. So you want to be coming in low and then find a spot as close as you can, and then you have to hoof it in, right? Unfortunately, unless you bring a ground vehicle, you could also use that, or a pulse or something like that. I usually only see 2 people outside as well as 2 space dogs. So make your way to it and kill the 4 targets total, 2 people and 2 space dogs. And then from there you can head on into the bunker, make your way downstairs. You'll also want to clear the bunker as well, so there's going to be quite a few hostiles down there. I didn't actually get a head count of that, but there's going to be space dogs here as well as just regular NPC targets, so just make your way through them. Server state is going to dictate how hard or easy this might be, but just make your way down here and start killing them. Once you've cleared it out or you feel comfortable with it, then you can work on killing the different recharge stations. Also, all of these appear to have medical beds associated with them, so if you didn't, in this case I came out my F8C because I was helping the ambush missions with those with my org, or with our org. And so it was just easier to keep that same ship, and so it doesn't have any medical capability, but these bunkers happen to be with medical beds. So if you need to, I'll end up getting a tier 3 injury here, and you'll see that I actually cleared that out as well once I got to the medical wing. This little stairway is the area you want to be most mindful of, because when you go downstairs in the bunker, you're not always downstairs. Sometimes you're kind of upstairs. There's also a storage area. So the storage area is where I found a couple of these. There's 4 of these medical things, these recharge stations. I do like the goo is working there. I haven't noticed recently, but when the patch first came out, I did notice that, this part went live, that the goo popped like this, but I haven't seen it since. So, be mindful that it should work that way, but graphically it hasn't recently. But again, this little middle stairway is where you want to go, where you'll see medical. I have a tier 3 on my arms, so I'm going to go ahead and heal that. But you'll notice as well, there's where most of the other medical regen recharge stations are at, so you're just going to go ahead and pop these, and you'll complete the mission from there. So these, they'll either give you 50 or 75, depending on the difficulty of this mission. For the flying missions, it's 50 for light fighters, 75 for the medium fighters, and 100 points for the Cuddy Black. So the Cuddy Black mission is the best one to go with. But yeah, just hopefully have some fun with it, and hopefully the missions are working okay with you. And I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.